If you're someone that's standing up in their downswing and really struggling to get good contact, and you're someone who wants to try and stay down and really start to compress those iron shots, we're going to fix that for you right now. First of all, let's go through why you're standing up in your golf swing. So let's define that. Standing up in your golf swing, in the downswing, is what we're talking about today, is when the lower body moves towards the golf ball. So that's going to be the right knee. You quite often see these golfers who stand up move excessively towards the toes. The heel lifts up really quickly, and then what happens as a result of that, the chest starts to move up and this head moves back the way. So we've got the lower body moving forward, the right knee moving forward, and we've got the chest and the head working up and back. We see all the best ball strikers in the world, particularly in the downswing, maintain their posture throughout the downswing. It's not changing, it's not standing up an excessive amount. They keep their inclination to the ground really, really well. And you'll see that in the model swings here. We can almost pick any good iron ball striker and you're going to see that they keep that angle through the ball really, really good. Start to flush their irons, it moves a low point forward so they consistently get divot after the ball. So how do we get you guys doing that? So first of all, let's just start with posture. Make sure that the right foot is pointing out to 1 o'clock. We don't want to see this trail foot, this right foot pointing straight ahead. If it's this way, it's going to be a bit of a struggle for this right hip to work backwards, which creates some space for the arms and hands to travel down in front. If we don't turn, there's a really good chance that any sort of hip thrust is going to cause us to stand up and get poor contact. So first of all, just a really small thing, we want to flare that foot until we get about 1 o'clock. So rather than 12, let's aim for 1 and bring that right foot back slightly. What's really good about this, that gets this right hip back, that encourages this right hip to turn, but also in the downswing, which is the most important thing, that stops this right side firing forwards towards the golf ball. We never want that knee to travel aggressively towards the golf ball. The right hip starts to work up, the right knee starts to work out. We don't want to see that. We want the right hip to work back and down and the right knee to work towards the left knee. That's super, super important. If we can do that, we can keep our angles. We can also get more rotation in the hips. Lots and lots of good things can come from this. So just start off, it's drill 1, flare the foot out, bring the foot back, and I just want you to hit some shots, maybe with a wedge, 9 iron, something quite smooth, and just get the feeling of this right hip staying back. And what you're going to feel as you swing down, you're going to feel more bent over from the waist. You're going to feel the right shoulder travel forward and round, as opposed to going this way up to the sky. So it's a really, really good drill to get the feel. Basically take the right side out of this and take that right leg thrust moving onto the toes. This is a fantastic drill. I'll also give you a couple of variations on this which will help, but I would start off with this one. So right foot's back, we've got some flare, we feel the right shoulder move down and in front of the golf ball. That was a really nice strike there. So just take it easy for the first few. We just want to go 60-70%. We want to get the feel of this hip staying back and not thrusting towards the golf ball. So 2 other variations that I really like to see and really like to try and get a lot of success with students when they come in for a lesson. Again, if it's to do your setup, twist the foot out and then lift the toes off the ground. And what that does is that encourages us to turn into the right heel and again keep the hip back and stop you spinning out and getting that right leg in the way. So again, this is one for slow motion swings, for pitching wedges. We're not going full out on this drill, but we're getting a sensation of what it feels like to not thrust towards the golf ball, which is really important. So no matter what drill we want to do, essentially what we want to see, we're going to stop early extending and standing up as we're coming into the ball. Early release, all the bad strikes. Essentially what we need to make sure happens, we need to create some space by turning the hips in the backswing. That's why this right foot position is really, really important. And then from there, when we start to swing down, if we just think of the right side for a minute, we want to keep this right hip back and moving down. So right now my right pocket points down and in front. If we did the opposite and we were standing up, which would be bad, the right hip and the right pocket is facing up. Also the knee moves much, much closer to the golf ball. So we want to do the opposite of that. We want the right hip to move down and forward. So there's the right pocket now. And this right knee moves towards the left knee. The good thing about that, if we get this in a really good position, where's that left hip going to be? That's going to be back. That's going to be ground. If we start to get this leg structure here, we start to open up the hips a lot more. We start to stay in our posture and in our angles. We don't scoop and release the club so early. From there, contact is going to be much, much more consistent. So right pocket moving down, or right hip moving down, right knee moving left is a really, really good one. Another cue that you can think about is try and hit the ball with your right shoulder, and really just think about that right side. Rather than everything going this way, right hip goes down, right shoulder goes down. Again, we can see all the models in the follow through. We see a lot of this in the follow through. We've not gone this way, and we don't have level shoulders at this point in time in the follow through. We should have some sort of inclination, some sort of bend to the right, and we're going to hit those iron shots much, much cleaner. So another drill that I get lots of success with students, particularly online students, because it's easier to grasp. It's something that you know, if you get it right or wrong, you can instantly feel whether you're standing up, whether you're moving your lower body towards the ball. So this one's fantastic. So all you need to do is just grab a golf bag or a chair, just anything like that. Another option is to put an alignment stick if you're hitting off grass. Put an alignment stick down and just have it on your tailbone, resting on your backside. So we're going to have that there as a point of reference. We've got the tailbone on the golf bag, on the chair, on the alignment stick, whatever you use. And what we're going to try and do once we start swinging down is really feel that you push both butt cheeks back towards that golf bag or the chair. And as soon as you do that in the transition of the swing, instantly you're going to keep your chest more down. Instantly you're going to start moving this right leg better, which is going to allow you to stay down and compress those iron shots. If you start thrusting towards a golf ball, you'll see, and you can even video this, you are moving massively away from that golf bag or that obstacle. So again, you would start slow. You would start with some wedge shots. Really feel that you push the pelvis back, the hips back, and the chest down, and just get the feel for that movement. And I would say this is more of a progression from the first one. The first one really allows you to feel that this right leg's not going to thrust towards the ball. This one allows it to feel a little bit more like a normal golf swing. So you're more aware of where your hips are in space. You feel them staying back and staying in your posture, but you can slowly but surely build up to full speed shots on this one. Then from there we can start to build up a feel. You may remember at some point Tiger Woods had a very funky pre-shot routine when he was working on staying in posture and staying down and compressing it. We'll pop that on the screen just here. A lot of people were wondering what Tiger was doing, but this is exactly what he was working on. So in that pre-shot routine, from the top, he really pushed the backside back. He really exaggerated keeping the chest down. And obviously that's the feeling, but what actually happens when you hit the ball is completely different. So it might feel and be super exaggerated in the practice swing, but in reality, if you're someone who stands up, you're going to have to feel like this in order to stay in posture. It won't look like that when you hit the ball. So you need to really exaggerate the hip staying back, the chest staying low, the right shoulder moving forward in front of the ball. So you can really exaggerate that feel and start to copy what all the best ball strikers are doing, which is staying down, staying in the posture, having great rotation, having great ball striking. And it is quite easy to do. So if we try out these drills, we think about a few key things. We want the right pocket to point down in front of the ball. We don't want it to pop up and point straight ahead. We want the right knee to move towards the left knee, not towards the golf ball. If we can sort that out, what we're going to start to find is the chest stays lower to the ground, then it starts to rotate. The right shoulder is much closer to the golf ball when we hit it, as opposed to someone who's standing up throughout the shot. Chest is up, shoulders are up, head is up, and you're just going to throw it early and struggle with your ball striking. So give these simple drills a try. All of them are excellent. The foot back, fantastic drill. Toes in the air, really good. Definitely practice with something behind you, a chair, a golf bag. This is even one that you can do at home. You can make some swings at home and really start to get the feel. And to help it transfer onto the golf course, you might want to copy the Tiger Woods pre-shot routine. You might look a bit strange, but if you're playing a lot better and you're striking the ball great, it is absolutely worthwhile doing. If you'd like any extra help with your golf, make sure you check out the description link below if you'd like a free golf lesson with me. Click that link, follow me on the Skillest app and send some swings, and from there we can get a plan together to improve your golf. Also, if you haven't already, please do click that subscribe button. It's fantastic for the channel. Even just share it with a few of your friends. If you've got someone who's standing up through impact, someone who's got that early extension going on, maybe struggling with their ball striking, share it with a friend. And also, why don't you comment down below what you need help with in your golf game, and we'll make sure we get some videos on that on the channel.